Hello, everyone. Today's class is Openness yoga class. I drew my angel card that said openness, so I decided to go with heart openers and hip openers. One good thing to remember about the hips is it is the hinge pin of all of our muscles relating to our hips, our abs, our spine. And when that gets tight, uh, we are going to have pain in our hips, low back, sciatica, uh, abdominal is not going to be able to control all of the muscles because they're weakened. When you need to tighten your abdominal muscles, the gluteata banda muscles, in order to keep the back in shape, and you need to keep the back muscles in shape to keep the abdominal muscles in shape. So that's just something to kind of remember. Um, so just remember, today we're going to need 2 blankets. We're going to do a fish pose, and I want it to be a supported fish pose because my classes gear mostly for senior citizens or people with injuries or people who just want to move a little slower in their yoga class. We don't have to be the pretzel people of yoga when you come to my mat. So you need to have your blankets. 2 would be preferable, or pillows. A bolster is always nice. I like that under my knees during Shavasana. Blocks, if you have 3, that will be good. I On the pose that you would use 3, I can even get my head down there far enough to use the block. So you'll see what I'm talking about when we get there. And a dish towel, just a thin dish towel or some kind of towel of some sort that's not thick. So because we're going to be holding it to keep our arms in a certain position and evenly distribute it. Sometimes when you're just holding your arms, when you're moving, sometimes they get out of the position that I want them to be in. And then, of course, your eye mask for Shavasana if you want it. I don't think you'll need a chair because most of our classes are on the mat. Well, I think all of them are. So let's go ahead and begin with sitting in easy pose. And I like to sit on a blanket or a block. I'm going to take my glasses off because this helps to raise your hips up a little higher than the feet, which puts your low back in a much better position. I see we have a bright sun coming down. I have to remember not to lay my head down at that end. So just sit here for a moment and close your eyes down. Pull in those abdominal muscles. Oh, Tut's going to join us. Hey, Tut. No howling today. And just keep those eyes closed. It is a beautiful fall, crisp day here in the Kansas City area of Missouri. My favorite kind of weather. It's supposed to be cloudy, but it's sunny right now. There's going to be 5 poses that I'm going to share. And if you just did these 5 poses in the morning, maybe when you first wake up, and then again at night before you go to bed, you could basically keep your hip flexors opened and your heart. It has a couple of or 1 or 2 openers in those poses, which would be very beneficial to begin your day and end your day, especially if you sit a lot. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes, and we're going to start our warm-ups. I have my right foot in front of me, so take note of which foot you have in front, because we're going to be switching them back and forth just to keep the body balance, because one side is always a little bit looser in this pose than the other, and we want to make sure that we're giving equal sides to the hips. Let's begin by just loosening the neck muscle. So we're just going to swing our chin to the right and to the left. My chin's swinging down. I'm not making my head go completely down to my chest, but I'm going to the right shoulder, center, to the left. Very slowly, holding in your abdominal cavity. Let's do finish. I'm going to finish my left side, and then we're going to do one more full circle. I hear a lot of crunchies in there. Oh, that felt good. And then back to center. And from there, we're just going to shake our heads yes and no, up and down. Don't extend the neck too far back, just so that your eyes come to meet where the ceiling and the wall meet is far enough. Let's do two more of these. Are your abdominals tight and taut? And bring that to stillness. And then we're just going to look over our right shoulder, look over the left. You see I'm moving very slowly. Right, center, left, center, right, center. And you notice I give a little pause when I get to the extreme left or right, center. And let's take our hands and just kind of massage that neck out. I had a little catch in my neck this morning when I woke up. I had some crazy dreams. It's gone now, but I must have slept wrong. I had a really good night's sleep, so that was very nice. Oh, bring that to stillness. Now let's recross our legs, and this time the left foot, or my left foot, I don't know which foot you had in front, is laying in the front. And what was, I have to look here. Yeah, we're going to do side twist. So inhale and exhale, just to get that good posture. Now inhale and exhale as we twist to the right. I'm just bringing my right hand back behind my back. Inhale, exhale through the center to the left. And I'm resting my right hand on my left thigh and kind of holding it there for a little pause. So it gives me a little bit extra strength to that twist. Inhale, exhale to the right. And don't forget about your Uddiyana Bandha, and I'm also pulling up my Kegel muscles. Inhale, exhale to the left. So getting a little Kegel exercise in is always good. That's excellent for your bladder control and for your pelvic floor muscles. And these muscles are also very important for hip flexibility, strength. Inhale, exhale to the right. This will be our last twist. And I feel that each time I twist around, I'm able to just micro movements a little further. Inhale and exhale. Really pull in that stomach as you exhale and your Kegel muscle. Last one, inhale and exhale to center. That felt very nice. Now let's do side stretch. I'm going to take my right hand, inhale, and stretch out. Just stretch that right hand out as far as you feel comfortable. I'm going to inhale my left arm up and exhale over. Nice side stretch. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. Oh, my back is really stretching out. I'm feeling a lot of loosening. It feels very good. Inhale and exhale as you look up and oh, that's real nice. Just breathe nice and gentle here. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. And if you are flexible enough, you could go all the way down on your forearm. This is mid-morning for me, and I don't feel flexible enough to do that because I might lose the integrity of my posture. Inhale up. And I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm talking about. Supposed to be keeping the left foot in front. I sneakily tried to get the right foot back out there. So I'm going to inhale and exhale over. You see my back is nice and straight. If I went down on my knee, on my elbow, I would be curving over. And I don't want to do that. I just want to stretch out those intercostal muscles, the side muscles, all the way up to the armpit. And your hip should be remaining on the mat or your blanket. Mine's on a blanket. Inhale up. Exhale over for the last one to the left. It feels very good. When you put your arm over your head and you're looking through, it just gives a little bit more side stretch. Inhale up. Very nice. Now let's take our legs straight out forward and shake them out, just in case you're getting the oh my easy pose sit. I never know why they call that easy pose because it is not always easy when you're in it for very long. Now we're going to recross the legs, and I'm going to put my right foot in front again. I should have said grab your towel. Hopefully you have all of your props close by, at hand's reach, or not too far of a stretch. So for this one, we're going to grab our towel so that our hands are about shoulder width apart. We have it here. We're going to inhale and exhale up overhead. And I think you'll see if you have a towel in your hand, you can get a little bit deeper stretch through that shoulder. If you have shoulder issues, just bring your towel up to here, or you can bend your elbows if that's too much too. So do what your body says. So here we go for our, okay, that's how we do the inhale up. And then we're going to exhale over, sort of like what we were doing. Inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, And this time we're going to exhale over in a circle. And then we'll reverse. That is the plan. We're going to repeat this 2 more times because we've gone through once, and then we will recross our legs, take a moment, stretch them out, and repeat on the left side 3 times for each exercise. Inhale up. This is a heart opener. Exhale down. Inhale up, and remember on those inhales to tighten the muscle. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. And we pause at the extreme point. Inhale up. And this time we're going to exhale, and we're going to slightly twist to the right, center, twist to the left, up. And we'll go one more because the twist we do twice. And reverse. Inhale up, exhale, circle. That should feel very nice. And exhale your towel down. Bring your legs out front. I'm going to lean back and go down on my elbows for a little bit more of a heart opener. Shaking my legs out for our last warm-up exercise. Nice inhale, which should really open that chest. And come up to sitting. Cross the legs so the left foot is in front. Grab your towel or whatever you chose to use. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Try to keep sit bones on the mat. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale up. And exhale as we see I'm slightly turning and twisting to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the right. Around to the left. Inhale up. Pause up here. Round a breath. Inhale, exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Circle to the right. Inhale up. And exhale down. And you can put your towel to the side. We're done with that. We're going to uncross our legs. Take just a moment here. And I'm going to explain. You should have your blocks handy for the next pose. I'm going to sit facing you to begin with. So I'm going to move my blocks over here. And I am choosing to sit on my blanket just so that my hips are a little higher. We're going to go into a Baddha Konasana. So Baddha Konasana, our bound angle pose, is another great hip opener, and this is one of the exercises that I recommend that you do in the morning and evening. If you throw it in a third time, that's even better, especially if you've been sitting. Just hop out of your chair and try it. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do Baddha Konasana. You can have your feet close to your groin area, or if that's uncomfortable, they can be moved out a little further. But the main thing you want to remember is the integrity of your posture. If you're doing Baddha Konasana and you're like this, you might as well not be doing the exercise because you are not stretching appropriately for the benefit, which is to open the hips. You can have blocks under your knees if you're very tight, and maybe this is your Baddha Konasana look. It's very important to have props to support you while doing these poses so you do not hurt yourself or overextend. So my knees do not go all the way down, but I can sit here comfortably without being in pain. If I put the block under my knee, I don't get the stretch that I need, so I'm in an in-between. I need a half-level block, I think, but this is fine. You can take your 2 fingers, grab your big toe, and hold with your thumb. Remember that posture. Remember to draw in the abdominal cavity. We're just going to rest here for 30 seconds. Just as we're doing this, just feeling the hips opening. And if you have your blocks under you and you feel that you can remove them or put them out at a different level, like perhaps you had your blocks so that your knees were like this, and maybe now you can move a little further out, go ahead and do so. We're almost finished holding this pose for the opening. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your hands, gently lift your knees up, and you can stretch your legs out and shake them. We're going to take lots of breaks. This is a lot of hard work. I'm just going to do a little forward fold. I'm going to come back, go back on my forearms, and rest my back with another heart opener. This is a variation of fish pose, which you will get into later. We're just doing a break. Inhale, exhale up. And now I'm going to turn this way because we're going to lay down and do a Supta Baddha Konasana, which just means laying down, doing Baddha Konasana. Again, have your blocks handy. That's why I said you can do this one. Actually, this is a great one to do in the bed before you get up. And you probably would not have any strain on your low back doing it in the bed. Now, you can also have your strap handy because we will go into another pose after this, happy baby, where you can use your strap. So we're up here in a restorative rest pose. Just take a moment to acclimate down to the mat. And we're going to put our feet together. And if you have your blocks handy, because maybe your knees don't go all the way down to the mat, mine do not. And maybe your Baddha Konasana is again like this, because if your groin is very tight, that inner thigh muscle, you may not be able to let them relax out. So please have your blocks to the height of what you need or where you need them so that you feel a little stretch, but not overly stretched. And then we're going to go 30 seconds. I hope you have found your perfect Baddha Konasana. Try to keep your low back pressed into the mat. We don't want to overextend our lower back. We're halfway there. You should just really feel that opening up. I feel a nice long stretch going on in the inner thigh and the groin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your hands, hold your thighs, and gently help to bring your knees up. Take a breath or two here. In fact, let's bring our knees up and do a little back massage. It was very nice after Baddha Konasana and other poses where you're stretching that low back and the hips, hip openers. While we're doing our openness class, I want you to think about something that maybe someone suggested you go do, and you're like, yeah, I don't know, that's not really my thing. And the next time, have a more open mind to doing something. Okay, I'm back into my restorative rest pose. I'm going to lower my left leg down. And again, I'm going to keep my hip pressed into the mat. I'm going to bring my right knee up and really pull it into my chest. And again, yours may look like this, and that's fine. If you are super tight, just use your strap to pull. Maybe this is where you're at. Wherever you're at is perfect. So you can use a strap to pull in. Do not over pull, do not overstretch. So let's pull in and hold it for 30 seconds. This is another one that is a great one for the bed. If you do seated Baddha Konasana, you could do all of these first, and then when you sit up, do the seated one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to take our right hand and let our left knee fall over to the right side. Make sure that it is falling over even with your thing. I just caught I had my knee still pulled up towards my chest because we're wanting to do the hip opener. My knee does not go down to the mat. I could get it down there, but my left hip would come up off, and that would defeat the purpose also. So left hip, in fact, you can take your left hand and kind of press down to remind you that that stays put, and your right leg is over here. When this stretches out a little bit, I'm going to remove my block because, like I said, I'm halfway between needing the block and getting down to the mat for a good stretch. This is my perfect position. Find yours. And I really can feel that nice, even stretch. In fact, if you take and just lay your hand on your inner thigh, it might just provide a little bit of the weight needed to give, or you can even just lay your block there. That way you're not tempted, if I can get it to balance, to actually push on your leg, but you have a little weight. So there's several options here, and I feel like my leg is coming down more and more as I forgot to look at the timer. Now let's take our right hand and gently push the right leg up. Our left hand is going to hold on to the outer side of our thigh, and this time we are going to let our right hip come completely up off the mat along with our left. My right hand is out to the side, and my left knee is going down towards the mat. It is not touching. You can use your block on whatever height you need. That feels really good. And then I just have my hand resting kind of like, if I don't, my leg wants to float up. I don't want it to float up. I want it to stay steady. We're halfway there. These are very gentle stretches. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll bring the knee up. Stretch it down all the way, which is also another great psoas stretch. When you're up here and you're just gently pressing down. Inhale your arms overhead, clasp your fingers together, reverse them so the palms are facing outward. Flex your feet and take a nice long body stretch. Should feel very good. Release your hands and then just take a couple of nice easy breaths. On your next inhale, bring the right knee up. And your left leg stays, or your right leg stays down. Inhale your knee into your chest, or as far as you can get it. Wherever that is for you, that's fine, but your shoulders and your head should be on the mat comfortably. Your hips on the mat, or your right hip on the mat at this time. Your low back pressed into the mat, your abs nice and tight. And we're halfway there. We're going very slow today because we don't want to do any damage to those hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release that. You could put it back down on the mat if you want. I'm going to inhale the knee up again. Right hand on the left outer thigh and pulling it over as we're stretching, and our left hand is out, straight out to the side. You can see this side is a little tighter. So my knee doesn't come all the way down on the block, but it's actually touching part of my calf, which is giving me that nice sweet spot for that stretch. And it's sort of like you're just laying here, letting your body unwind. Letting the muscles gently stretch out on their own pace. Breathing gently. I have to look at this clock. My head should be to the left, so I can't see my clock that way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale the knee up. And take and point your toes to the ceiling. So you're pressing your heel into the mat. This is for that psoas muscle. Straight out, nice, and inhale, arms overhead, clasp the fingers together, invert your hands so your palms are facing towards the wall. Flex your feet and give it a good long body stretch. Exhale, release the arms, the hands. And now just take your feet, point them towards the ceiling, point them towards the wall, point them towards each other. You may have to spread your feet apart a little bit. Ceiling, walls, ceiling, toes together, ceiling, walls, ceiling, toes together. And just shake your legs out. Bring your knees up. We're going to go into our back bends. I think that's what I have next. If I don't want to forget anything. We forgot. I'm glad I said that because we have happy baby pose. That's our last sequence in our uh, hip flexor openers that you can do in the bed. If you want to use a strap for happy baby, you can have that handy. The important thing about doing happy baby is you will inhale your knees up, and you will remember to keep your head on the mat, your shoulders on the mat, and your low back pressed into the mat. So if you need to put the strap on to get that, and your legs out wide, because we are, if you have the strap, hold the ends and then go up and hold the part that's around the foot, so that way your feet are more stable. So this is a good happy baby. Your happy baby may be more up like this, depending on your flexibility. Or if you don't want to use the strap, grab the inside of your ankle from the outside, and what you're trying to accomplish is your knees are at a 90 degrees, and you're trying to bring your knees close down to the mat. And we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. I hope you found your perfect happy baby and you're happy in it. Pull in your abs. We're halfway there. Maybe do a Kegel or two here. Don't forget to breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to let the right foot drop down and bring the left foot up. And you can do this with your strap also. Hold it. We're not going to hold it as long. Inhale, exhale, left foot down, bringing the right foot up as you exhale. Just for a little single-legged inner thigh stretch. It's a little different perspective. Inhale that down. Inhale and exhale both feet up, bringing both legs out into a nice big V. And inhale and exhale both feet down, release. Put your feet down on the mat and do a little windshield wiper. And that should feel very nice. And now I want to make sure. I think we're going into our bridge pose. Yes. Don't forget anything. We're right on, moving right along. We're going to inhale. We're almost halfway done with our class. We're going to inhale and exhale up into a bridge. This is not only a good hip opener, but a heart opener. Your head should be resting on the mat comfortably, not crunching your neck. Your shoulders is what's giving you the support. And as you breathe, you'll notice your chest opens up, which is part of the heart opener. This is a good strengthening for the hips and the glutes. Really tighten those glutes while you're up here. And we're holding it. And if at any time, I usually say this a lot earlier, but I was so focused on my poses, you cannot stay in the pose as long as I propose. Just come out of it and either rest or come back into it when you feel able. We're doing this for a whole minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You should really start feeling the burn in those glutes and lower down. Lower your legs down. Shake it out. Roll the legs side to side. And bring the legs back up. And this one, we're going to do a one-legged bridge, and we will hold it for only 30 seconds because it's all the work on one leg. So we're going to inhale up and exhale our right foot out. And you notice that my knees are even. Don't have your leg way up here in the air or way down here. That's too stressful on the back. But the knees are even with the foot pointed out. And we're halfway there. I did a lot of talking. You should really feel that in your thigh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down slowly and in your left glute that time. Windshield wiper. And bring that to stillness. Inhale. Exhale up. Bring the left leg up. Left knee even with the right knee. That's very important. 30 seconds. Really holding those abs. Really tighten those glutes. Really try to push that pubic bone up to the ceiling. We're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't collapse. Slowly lower the foot and lower the hips down. Inhale the knees to chest. Roll side to side. Feels really, really yummy on my body. And I want you to be thinking as we're going through these exercises of how that you feel through the hips and the chest. Heart openers are really good for your posture. Let's take a nice long stretch. Arms are overhead, and we're going to throw in a bird dog stretch. So we're going to stretch the left foot to the wall and the right hand to the wall. This will help to bring any misalignment in the back into alignment. And exhale. Stretch the right foot to the wall. Make sure it's flexed, and the left hand to the wall. And alternate. Go at your own pace. Make it slow. Do 3 of them. I'm on my last set. And bring that to stillness. Arms down by your side. And we're going to roll over onto our tummies. I almost forgot. I think this is correct. Oh no, sorry. Go back onto your back. We're going to do our fish pose, but while you're rolled over, this is a good time to grab your blankets. You can sit up while I demonstrate. Take your blanket and roll it. This one, I'm going to roll for right across the shoulders and my back. Oh, I had one ready for that. Oh, well. This one, I'm going to roll a smaller roll for my neck. And then you will roll down. I'm going to make sure that's hitting my shoulders, right across the shoulder blades, so that you can see it really opens the chest up, out. And then this goes underneath your neck for support, but you want to try to make it so that the top of your head is hitting the blanket on the mat. This is a gentle fish pose, and then the arms will be overhead. So get set up in your fish pose, or if you think that's too much, you can do your fish pose on your elbows and just have your head gently back. Try not to let it go back too far. I've got it so that my eyes are meeting where the ceiling and the wall come together. Or you could drop down if you're flexible enough so the head is resting on the mat. Those are the two choices. I'm going to get set back up in my choice, which is with the roll blanket. And then we were going to go for 30 seconds. I'm going to have to put this where I can see it better, though. I think that would be good. Okay, right under the shoulder blades. It's just hitting right on my shoulder blades. Under my neck. I can see I'm going to have to hold it. And then overhead. You guys bring your arms all the way down. I'm going to have to hold the clock. I think we'll go for a whole minute because this is pretty comfortable when you're supported in fish pose. I don't feel like I'm getting my chest open holding the clock though. But the important thing is I'm teaching you how to do it so that you can do it on your own. You could also do this in the bed before you get up. Have your heart open for the rest of the day. That's an awesome thought. What good things will come in? What good things will go out? Believe it or not, we're almost there for the full minute for fish pose here. I think we'll just go another minute. This feels so nice. So there's 1 minute. If you want to come out of it and just lay into a restorative rest pose, go ahead. But I feel like I want to go another minute here. And I'm going to bring my arms overhead. This feels so exquisite. Ah, that's the word. If you do some nice deep breaths, you'll really engage that heart opening. You got 15 seconds left. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale your arms around. Lift your head up gently. Lift your knees up and roll over onto your side. You always want to come out of the pose nice and slow so we don't undo all that nice stretching. I'm going to move my blankets out of the way and we're going to go into our Sphinx pose, which is another great heart opener. Now, Sphinx pose is similar to baby cobra, but the elbows are underneath the shoulders, whereas in baby cobra, the hands are even with the breastbone. So you can be in Sphinx pose this way if that's too much. You can stretch your Sphinx hands out so that your elbows are slightly forward from the shoulders. You pick your best Sphinx pose for your body. And we're going to hold this for 2 minutes also. I like the 2 minutes. This is, you'll notice, giving a nice gentle stretch to the low back, but it is also opening up the chest, especially when you breathe in nice and deep. Can you just feel that chest opening and exhale? Ooh, feels good. And again, if this is too much, just simply come out and go into crocodile pose. That was a minute. Your pubic bone is pressing into the mat. Your feet are pressing into the mat, so you should be fully engaged into Sphinx pose, not just like hanging out with your muscles all loose. If it's too much, you can relax the muscles for a second and do an inhale. And then exhale and tighten the muscles. Tighten from the tops of the feet, pressing the calves, the hamstrings, and the glutes. There's 2 minutes. Now we're going to take our right hand. That's sticking on my mat. I can't move it. And it's going to swing around to the front, and the left palm is going to go on top. We're going to lay our forehead down into crocodile pose. This is a very relaxing in-between pose. Let your body recuperate and let all of the muscles that we've been working relax. We're going to inhale up. Exhale the left arm out and the right arm out back into another Sphinx pose, which we will hold this time only for a minute. And then we'll go back into crocodile pose with the left hand on the bottom. And is everyone remembering to tighten those legs and the pubic bone into the mat? Should be really engaged. Remember, when you're doing this, you're strengthening the legs. Even though we're not standing on them, we're still strengthening. And when you do that, I actually feel that I raise up a little bit higher. I'm not trying to push myself up, but it makes my posture raise up and opens the heart more. We're almost there. You can tell everyone, hey, I held yoga poses for 2 minutes today. They'll be really impressed. You don't have to tell them it was an easy one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Swing the left arm around first, underneath your forehead. Right arm follows and lay down into crocodile pose. Just doing some nice, gentle breathing. Inhale, and on your next exhale, bring your arms down and around so that they are in a baby cobra position. Curl your toes under. Press your torso up back into a child's pose. Inhale. Exhale up into tabletop. I'm going to turn this way because I have this other clock. I got to make sure I'm keeping an eye on my time so I know when to end. So you're in tabletop, knees under hips, wrist under hips. And we're going to inhale and exhale as we swing the hips to the right and the head looks to the right into a gentle C curve. Inhale and exhale to the left into that nice C curve. It's like you're trying to make your head and your hips meet. If they do, you will go into the Guinness's Book of World Records. Inhale, exhale, swing to the right. We're going to do this 3 times. Exhale to the left. This was number 2. Pull in those abs. Inhale, exhale to the right. Inhale, exhale to the left. We're going to come back and sit in our hero's pose. Oh, and I have a nice blanket already. So I can put that underneath my thighs. Feels good. Now we're going to rotate our wrist just because we put a little pressure on them. And reverse. And we're going to go into a camel pose, which is another great heart opener. And I'm going to do a modified version of camel pose. I'm going to scoot up here a little bit so I don't hit anything on my way back. So while you're in your hero's pose, you can take your hands and put them behind you, fingers facing towards your buttocks, and just lean back. We're going to hold this 30 seconds. I'm going to put the clock over there. It's important to have your head tipped back, but don't let your head fall back. I'm looking straight up at the ceiling. With my vision about halfway between even with my chest and the wall. So that way you can see your head's not too far back. I gotta look up to see what time. Open those abs. I caught my tongue sticking out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and gently walk yourself up. I'm using my fingertips over into tabletop. Throw your little temper tantrum. Curl your toes under. And you got it. Press up into down dog. And walk your dog out. Inhale and exhale over into plank. Inhale the knees down. Exhale back like you're going to be coming into a child's pose, but we're going to stretch the arms way out into a melting heart position. our puppy dog position, coming back down onto our tummies, rolling over onto our backs. Then I do a banana asana, because it is good to do after all those little mini back bends that we've done. So bring your feet up, lift your hips up about an inch or inch and a half or 2 inches to the right. Let the feet fall back down, so you're going to feel a little off center. Bring your left foot to the left, right foot crosses over the left if it can, or it can just stay by the left foot. Bring your torso to the left and arms overhead into a nice crescent pose. We'll be here about 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Uncross the legs, bring them back to center. Torso back to center, which you still should feel off-centered. Raise your knees up, press your hips up, going to the left about, well, since we did it from the, we should put it for the center. Get them all centered again. And then inhale, press up, move the hips to the left about an inch and a half or 2 inches, feet out straight, arms overhead, right foot to the right, left foot follows, torso to the right, and hold. And I can't find my clock. Oh, I can't see any clock. I don't know where they're at. I moved them. I'll just have to guess. I'm pretty good at guessing. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently uncross the legs. Move them back to center. Torso to center. Bring your feet up. And put your hips back into center. Grab your things for Shavasana. And I hope you enjoyed my hip heart openers. And maybe you'll be thinking about what you can be more open to trying this week. I'm going to have to cover up. It's a little chilly in here today. Let me get my phone up here so I can reset for Shavasana. I'm going to lead you through a 4 count breathing exercise. And then from the last, I got to get my heavy blanket so it's nice and cozy. Just breathe normally, and I will 12 minutes. And how we're going to do our 4 count breath is you're going to inhale through the nose to the count of 4. We're going to exhale, hold it for the count of 2. Exhale through the mouth to the count of 4. Hold it for 2, and then exhale out the mouth to the count of 4. I forgot to put this on Do Not Disturb. Luckily, nobody called. It's kind of unusual, too. Okay, here we go. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. Mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Inhale. Nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. Mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Inhale. Nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale. Mouth. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Inhale nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale mouth. 2, 3, 4. Start coming out of your Shavasana, maybe with a few wiggles or a nice big yawn. And when you feel ready, roll over onto your right side and stay in that position for a second or two, a couple of breaths. And then take your right hand and press yourself up slowly. My dog joined me in Shavasana. If you can see his nose peeking out of there, which was a nice little added warmth. Thank everyone for coming. Yeah, there he is. See him? I know I got up. He can't hear, and he's deaf, and he doesn't see real well. But he wanted to join me in Shavasana. So that was fun. Okay, today's class was openness. Let go of predetermined outcomes and guarded responses. Move with receptivity and readiness to change. I found this really cool quote. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's learning to dance in the rain. I just love that. I have never danced in the rain, but I have ran in the rain. It was a lot of fun when I was younger. It was a nice warm summer rain, and there were, I don't know, I think there was 3 of us, and we were going from one house to the next, and it just started pouring. So we were holding arms and running down the street and just laughing and giggling. Anyway, that was a good memory. So let's rub our hands together and bringing warmth, energy, joy, and an open mind for today or tomorrow, depending on when you do your class. And don't forget to practice your hip openers in the morning before you get out of bed and at night when you get in bed. I think you'll see a big difference. Bring that to stillness, press that into our hearts. I bow and honor the light in you and ask that you honor the light in others. Namaste. Again, thank you for coming. Oh, today I decided, because I'm always talking about drawing my card, I'm going to draw my card while I'm on live video to see what the name of the next class is. Y'all can be thinking about it. Depth. So my angel card for next week is depth. I'll have to come up with something creative for my depth classes. I'm already thinking what could be depth. But I'm sure it'll be fun for me, and I hope it will be fun for you and beneficial, most importantly. Ta-ta for now. See you next week.